Off the Beaten Path. Off the Beaten Path. Brand new country. And we're not talking that top 40 crap either. This is where you can hear great singers and songwriters, and they just don't have the backing when it comes to labels, guest interviews, and everything from pop country to bluegrass and folk to hip-hop. This is Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. It is that time of the week again, or day, or month, or whatever it is that you end up listening to this, because the beautiful thing is I have a schedule. Make sure that the new episode is out by midnight on Monday, and you can listen to it whenever it pleases you, because that's the beauty of this. You download the show, you enjoy it, hopefully you come back for more. It's a great cycle. I enjoy it a lot, so hopefully you do as well, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this episode featuring the Damn Quails. Now, don't yell at me because I swore, but that's their name. The Damn Quails, coming from Texas and Oklahoma and, well, basically anywhere that there's red dirt. So they'll be here. Brian White, again, he's one of the founding members of the Damn Quails. He'll be on the show with us in a little bit. We'll also hear from Josh Grider and Zane Williams, because let's face it, Texas is where our family reunion is happening, apparently. We've also got Josh Brolin, Brandon Ryder, Mickey and the Motor Cars. We're going to hear from the Trip Park Troubadours. Also, William Clark Green, blah, 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 and Johnny Cooper. And actually, Johnny Cooper has got some pretty cool news, because technically today, May 9th, is the day before the big release of his new project with Justin Ross. They've linked up together to bring you the new project, Sidecar. It's 5 songs written by the duo that wanted nothing more than to be expounded and expand their creativity as well. So, get your edition of Sidecar on May 10th, 2016. Again, that is Justin Ross and Johnny Cooper. And here's Johnny right now with a little bit of his individual stuff. This is called Thank You. Thank you. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
A conversation, pin me against the wall, but it's too late for me to break the fall. I saw her coming, yeah, from across the room, and I can still smell her sweet perfume. Oh, and I wanna thank you for being there in my life. Oh, and I wanna thank you for showing me what you know and treating me right. And down at the docks, playing casually, I had no cares at all, no place to be, hiding up on the roof, jumping over chain links. And on Friday nights we were at the skating rink. Oh, and I wanna thank you for being there in my life. Oh, and I wanna thank you for showing me what you know and treating me right. You've seen it all, from there and back again. So many memories of a way back when you could have left me far behind, but you were always there every time. When I wanna thank you for being there in my life. When I wanna thank you for showing me what you know and treating me right. Oh, and for showing me what you know and treating me right. And treating me right.
Off the Beaten Path.
New music.
Now with Ben Merritt.
Train rolls in at a 10 a.m. Kill the lamb for the lion. Find some water for the elephants. A monkey on my shoulder, got a monkey on his back. Could I bum a cigarette? He done smoked my last pack. Put up the big top, throw down the sawdust. We don't open till tomorrow, so step right up. We got beer for the bearded lady, and the Siamese twins are into opium, and the trapeze guys are all high on cocaine that they buy from a guy that used to drive the train. We got water for the elephants. Everybody knows the greatest party on earth is the circus down on Ringling Road. Well, the tattoo man was making out with Snake Lady just to piss off the human cannonball that she been dating. The clown got wasted, now he's throwing his shoes at a bear on a bike with a bottle of booze. The tightrope walker is too damn high. Welcome to a freak show Friday night. We got beer for the bearded lady, and the Siamese twins are into opium, and the trapeze guys are all high on cocaine that they buy from a guy that used to drive the train. We got water for the elephants. Everybody knows the greatest party on earth is a circus down on Ringling Road. Ringling Road. Down on Ringling Road. We got beer for the bearded lady, and the Siamese twins are into opium, and the trapeze guys are all high on cocaine that they buy from a guy that used to drive the train. We got beer for the bearded lady, and the Siamese twins are into opium, and the trapeze guys are all high on cocaine that they buy from a guy that used to drive the train. We got water for the elephants. Everybody knows the greatest party on earth is a circus down on Ringling Road.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go. William Clark Green. I was going to say William Clark Duncan, like Michael Clark Duncan, but they don't look anything alike. William Clark Green with the title track off his latest album that's called Ringling Road. Watch the video. If you were even a little creeped out or uncomfortable about the way that song sounded, in a good way, I mean, I enjoyed that song. I think it's a good song. But even if it puts you on edge just a little bit, watch the video. It'll push you over the edge. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path podcast. We've got the Damn Quails, Brian White, coming up in a little while. He'll be our special guest, talking about the Damn Quails' new album as well, called Out of the Birdcage. Don't forget, you can listen to us on Off the Beaten Path Radio. All you gotta do is find it. Again, our website has got a link right to it, so otbppodcast.com, and you can find the OTBP Radio. Basically, all the podcasts, back to back, 24/7, forever. Hey, William Clark Green and these guys were at the same event over the weekend. Again, William Clark played May 7th. These guys played May 8th. Here's the Turnpike Troubadours with Down Here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Hey there, buddy, why the old long face? Get to looking like you lost the race. Get to looking like you didn't place at all. Well, I heard you've been running with a wilder cast, playing hard and living fast. And for a while you had a blast. You were feeling 10 feet tall. You're gonna be alright. You'll be fine. You can have a nickel out of my last dime. The moon is bright and you're alright down here. Intentions good and well. Pave a little on a road to hell. Flew a little high and fell. You were smiling all the while. Well, you try so bad just to be good. Hold your cards and you knock on wood. A little harder than anyone should. But hey, that's just your style. You're gonna be alright. You'll be fine. You can have a nickel out of my last dime. The moon is bright and you're alright down here. Oh, you shot the moon and you wound up set. Ain't I taught you how to hedge a bet? Hate to say it, but it's what you get. A right hook to the jaw. We all still think you're great. I'm gonna have to shoot you straight. You go to fishing or you cut some bait. Take a hammer to the wall. You'll be alright. You'll be fine. You can have a nickel out of my last dime. The moon is bright and you're alright down here. You're gonna be alright. You'll be fine. You can have a nickel out of my last dime. Don't go wasting too much time down here.
Do you know a band Ben doesn't? Tell us who you are digging on Facebook.com/OTBP Podcast, Twitter @OTBP Podcast, or email OTBPpodcast@gmail.com.
I got some time and a little bit of money. You got a hankering to hit the road. So what you say? Hey, you and me, honey. Tell me you won't make me go it alone. You could just leave your tips on the table. Apron strings can't tie you down. Girl, if you're willing, I'm more than able to get you out of this nowhere town. When the moon comes out, darling, you can close your eyes. We'll keep rolling south. You dream out dry. Da 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 da.
truck stop on the state line. I'll buy you a rose and a promise of rain. Free as a bird in the pale blue sky, singing along with a song he sings. When the moon comes out, darling, you can close your eyes. We'll keep rolling south. You dream I'll drive. When the moon comes out, darling, you can close your eyes. We'll keep rolling south. You dream I'll drive. Da 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 da. So I got some time and a little bit of money. You got a hankering to hit the road. So what you say? Hey, you and me, honey. Tell me you won't make me go it alone.
Off the Beaten Path podcast, me, Ben Merritt. There you go. Josh Grider, You Dream, I'll Drive. That's coming off the Broke Down album, and he's bringing New Mexi country across the country. Coming from Las Cruces, New Mexico, Mr. Josh Grider. He was just recently bringing New Mexi country to New York. Like, just a couple days ago, actually. Like, New York City. New York City! Yeah, New York City. This is a terrible thing. It happens often, and it's strange when it happens to an up-and-comer like this. Mr. Zane Williams had to post on his official Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Zane Williams. Scammers are trying to set up new accounts, asking for money, saying, hey, in order for me to do the next album, I need money, but I can't do it with my management's help. I need fan money. So he's already had to send a couple of them down already to Facebook to get deleted. So if you see a profile that says Zane Williams and he's asking for your friendship on Facebook, don't be as honored as it would be if the real Zane Williams were to friend you. Zane's Facebook page is like his official page, like his friend page. It's full. You can only have 5,000 friends, and he's already at 5,000, obviously. So everything that's official comes from his Facebook page. And again, that is facebook.com/Zane Williams. This is off the Snapshots album. Social media bleeds in everywhere, right? Here's to you, because he's got great fans. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I believe in a thing called music, words and melody that can dry your eye in a hard time or stir up a memory. But if I were the only one, no song would ever be sung. So if you love it the way that I do, here's to you. To the ones in the crowd, here's to you. To the ones that dance at the radio. If you listen all alone on your headphones or right on the bare front row. If you ever sing along to a song cause you knew every word was true, then you know what it's all about, but here's to you. You can put your hard-earned money in a beat-up old tip jar, but when the song that the band is playing hits you right where you are, if you ever told the one you love everything you were thinking of with the words of a good old tune, but here's to you.
To the ones in the crowd, here's to you. To the ones that dance to the radio. If you listen all alone on your headphones or right on the bare front row. If you ever sang along to a song cause you knew every word was true, then you know what it's all about, honey, here's to you. Every time you holler, boys and me, I thank God we're living out a dream. So to the ones in the crowd, here's to you. To the ones that dance to the radio. If you listen all alone on your headphones or right on the bare front row. If you ever sing along to a song cause you knew every word was true, then you know what it's all about, but here's to you. Yeah, you're the reason I do what I do. Here's to you.
Please welcome the one and only
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. My opportunity to chat with great musicians from all across the country and the world is, I mean, it astonishes me that the fact that these people want to talk to me because I'm literally like no one. And today we've got a very cool guest on. His name is Brian. He's from the band The Damn Quails. Brian, how are you, man?
I'm pretty fantastic, just hanging out in my garage.
Don't tell my gainful employer that I'm using the studio equipment to do this, but...
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm technically...
I don't even remember who that is now.
Exactly. Don't worry about it. Exactly. You don't have to remember, but anyway. So, Brian from The Damn Quails, we'll get chatting here in a second, but Brian, I got a couple of icebreaker questions I didn't tell you about. Are you ready?
Ice break me.
Okay, you kind of answered icebreaker question number 1 just now, but it's fine. You can get more detailed if you would like, or you can leave out the detail. It's okay. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in my hometown in Shawnee, Oklahoma, in my garage behind my house on the outskirts of town. I got this little old farmhouse that got renovated a couple of years back, and just kind of hanging out here. I've got to play at the deli tonight. I took over the Monday night spot again, so I'll be playing up there tonight and every Monday and time, or they shut the doors or they fire me.
Oh, nice, definitely.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the history of Monday nights at the deli in just a bit. But question number 2, and this one is the one that I'm getting like a lot of cool answers for. I really enjoy this one. This is going to be it from now on. Question number 2 is, if we hit eject in your truck or we fire up your iPod, what was the last thing you were listening to?
The last thing I was listening to was a live Leonard Cohen bootleg called Diamonds in the Minefield from the 80s.
Oh, wow. Going way back on that one. Where did you?
I love Leonard Cohen.
Where did you find that?
I downloaded it off of some torrent site a few years back. So, yeah, I know. They would have actually put it up for sale.
Well, technically podcasting's just torrenting anyway, especially when it's a music podcast, so...
Yeah, which I like. I mean, we don't make any money on records anymore anyway, so...
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, technically, it's true. It's it's all in the touring and merchandise, so...
Absolutely. Live shows is what keeps us going, so...
And,
please, bootleg, download my stuff. I don't care at all.
Yeah. Earlier, when we were talking logistics of the show, Brian, I was telling him, I was going, hey, I got access to all your music on, like, Spotify. So what's ever on Spotify we can use? And he goes, oh, well, everything then. Got it.
The old streaming, man, my streaming revenue check last week got me enough or for last quarter, which is like 4 months at a time, got me just about enough to buy a new pack of extra strength chewing gum.
All right. Yeah.
Right. I just got to find a few more quarters.
Yeah, they don't necessarily take $1.29 in check anymore. So
right. Well, and like I don't know if you've ever like tried to cut a penny in half. But trying to 12th a penny is even tougher.
Yeah, and there's 5 guys in the band, and anyway, so
it's too much math for me.
Yeah, not worth it. But so Brian, we kind of touched on the early years of the Damn Quails, and that was at the deli on Monday nights. You guys just literally showed up every Monday. And eventually just kind of were like, we should do this more regularly and more professionally. Is that basically what it was?
Well, it kind of was born out of laziness, just about like everything else that I do. Me and Gabriel Marshall, the other songwriter in the band, we're playing gigs around trying to make the rent. We decided that if we played together and then I played a song and he would play a song, then we had to work half as much. So that's kind of where it came out of. Started that way. And then our friends kind of started showing up on Mondays. Like it started out me and Gabe and like 8 people in the crowd because it was a late spot on a Monday night and nobody ever goes out on Mondays. But by the end of the deal, we were playing a 9-piece band and we had a full house just about every week. So we did that for 3.5 or 4 years and we finally quit it. But the spot was vacated by Stoney LaRue before us. So it's kind of a reasonably famous little time slot anymore. So Stoney had it before we did and passed it on to us.
Yeah, Stoney's kind of a big name coming out of that Texas Red Dirt sound, and you guys are definitely growing your sound as well. You've got, obviously, your big fan base in Texas, but, I mean, you're reaching national level now if you're talking to me up here in northern Wisconsin, so.
Gotta love it. Well, we've toured up north a few times. We toured the East Coast 2 or 3 times. We kind of go out once a year out that way just to kind of stretch our legs and get out of Texas. We don't make a whole lot of money doing it, but I think we broke even last time, so maybe next time we'll pocket a couple of bucks. But we did a cruise this year that got us to the Virgin Islands, which is a lot of fun. Delbert McClinton puts on the cruise thing every year, and people come out. And, so we got paid to go spend 7 days in the Caribbean. Not too bad.
I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, it was terrible. All the food we could eat, I think I gained 25 pounds or so. But
yeah, I feel so terrible for you. All right, Brian. Anyway, but it's kind of interesting that, just getting together, playing music, doing that for, however long you guys were doing that, you just kind of started, hey, let's do this a little bit more and go further out. And it's really kind of cool how bands come together. It's like you either put out the all call where it's like, hey, we're looking for a bass player, or
yeah, there was none of that. It was more like, oh, you can play bass? Oh, yeah, we know you. Come on up, join the fun. There's no charts. We're not going to tell you how to play anything. Just go, and if you're good enough, you'll stick around. And that's pretty much what happened.
Excellent. And it's kind of from that jam session that you guys were able to survive a little bit of a rough patch here in the last few years.
Absolutely.
Playing live shows is basically your bread and butter. You guys go out, you've got the fans, they come and follow you. And it helped you kind of get over some troubles with the label. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing, we did really well with the label when it was doing really well. And the only reason that we were on that was my friend Tom Skinner. Tom was the bass player for the Mike McClure band. And Tom used to play bass for a little cat named Garth Brooks back in the 80s.
Who?
Garth Brooks.
I'm unfamiliar.
I'm unfamiliar with that guy, too. Apparently lots of people know him.
Apparently, yeah.
So, yeah, but Tom played for Garth back before he got his first Nashville deal, and when he did, he kind of let the band go, so Tom came back and just invented Red Dirt music. So, but he was playing with Mike McClure, who was the producer for the label that we were on, part owner, and Mike took an interest in our songs after he'd asked Tom like who he would give a chance to if he could give a chance to anybody, and he said the Damn Quails. So he's the reason that we got started. But yeah, when things kind of went a little nuts with some of the management side of that deal, we found ourselves in a lawsuit. Couldn't record. We couldn't. Had a really tough time even playing shows for a while. But we got a lawyer and got through that. did the Kickstarter thing and raised $55,000 to make the new record, and got the new record out. It's doing really good.
Well, excellent. Yeah, it was kind of a long time for your fans to go without recorded music, but that's the beautiful thing about Texas is you guys are playing like almost every other day. I'm looking at your tour schedule, and you guys play like 2 or 3 days a week. And
Absolutely.
yeah, being the road warrior is always a good way to kind of keep the fans happy between albums.
Yeah, because people kind of kept interest in it because we'd kind of let people know as much as we could what was happening with that deal, and it made for an interesting story, if nothing else. And people, kept wanting to come back and see how it was going to play out.
Absolutely.
Thank God they did. So.
Yeah, because if they stopped showing up, then obviously...
Right, I'd be working at Burger King.
Or you might be on the other side of the microphone or something. You've got a fantastic voice, by the way. So.
Oh, thanks, man. I wanted to do audiobooks and voiceover work for a while, but turns out not a big market for that down here. So I'm just doing what I can.
All right.
The other not. I actually worked for an engineering firm doing AutoCAD work before I did this. And I've got a couple of degrees, neither of which I'm using, but,
I feel like you could fall back on that better than I could fall back on my not finished degree, so.
Oh, you can fall back on it, but it's only a matter of time before it drives you slowly but surely insane.
All right. Well, Brian, let's take a break, listen to a song real quick. And this one came off the first album. It's called Fool's Gold. This was a big hit for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the thing that really got us to be, on the way to becoming some sort of household name, at least as far as Texas is concerned.
All right. Well, we'll take a break, listen to that, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more and talk about the new album as well. All right, Brian?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, here it is. This is Fool's Gold from the Damn Quails. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast. Me, Ben Barrett. Stick around.
The truest test of a man's good name is acceptance of failure and losing a game with a smile and a handshake, quiet ever-building rage. I got knocked around in a real small town, and they poked and they prodded and marched me around for a laugh in the snow, tried to tear a good man's soul. For a fool's gold, a beggar's bargain. It's too much time, space to get lost in. It's one for the road, two if you can let it go. Blood's thick, but water's deeper. The wine works fine, but the whiskey's cheaper. Now turn it around, quick before your sun goes down. I see you found yourself a damn fine game. You got lines on your mind and ounces to say, but it's okay. We've all seen our darker days. But it's like you never saw a sucker before, been alive on the side of your bedroom door with an ear on the phone, begging just to let it go. For a fool's gold, a beggar's bargain. It's too much time, space to get lost in. It's one for the road, two if you can let it go. Blood's thick, the water's deeper. The wine works fine, but the whiskey's cheaper. Now turn it around, quick before your sun goes down. For a fool's gold, a beggar's bargain. It's too much time, space to get lost in. It's one for the road, two if you can let it go. Oh, now what's thick? The water's deeper, the wine works fine, but the whiskey's cheaper. Now turn it around, quick before your sun goes down. And I said turn it around. I said now turn it around, quick before your sun goes down.
So there you go. That is the track off the first album called Fool's Gold from the Damn Quails. And I got Brian from the Damn Quails on the phone. Brian, how are you, sir?
Still doing good over here.
All right.
I haven't been taken away by a tornado yet, so that's good.
You guys are having some rough weather there lately, so.
Tis the season, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
I've gotten so used to it that I had a couple of girlfriends that were Texas girls that came up to Oklahoma with me once or twice, and when the sirens go off, they start freaking out, and I go for a beer. So.
Are you one of those people that opens the garage door and just like sits inside the garage to watch it go by, or?
Yeah, that or the front porch.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, well, and I chase them from time to time if they're predictable enough. You never know.
From a safe distance.
Yeah.
Sure, he says.
Certainly.
Yes, just so that no one gets, okay, anyway. All right, Brian from the Damn Quails. And Brian, you and I were chatting that you kind of were drawn to the second album, or kind of facilitated by the second album, or through the second album, by your fan base. And you guys have a fun name for your fan base, right? It's not just
not just the Damn Quails fan group.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we call them the Covey just because, Covey, a quail and all whatnot. And I always found it really interesting that our name was grammatically incorrect for as much stock and faith as I put in grammar, because there's technically no such thing as quails. But we call the fan group the Covey, and they've stuck with us through thick and thin, and just we're actually the only reason that we got our second album out at all. We did a fan funding thing via Kickstarter and raised $55,000, which was amazing to us. Also, subsequently, the most stressful month of my life. There's nothing like looking at a number like 50,000 and being like, oh, if we don't hit that, we don't get anything. Man, maybe we should have shot a little lower. But,
yeah, that's the weird thing about Kickstarter. It's all or nothing. Like,
absolutely. Well, and it kind of, you have to have some gumption and constitution to put a number like 50,000 out there. And then, like, the second day in, you look and you're like, oh, we still need $49,850 to go. Like, we should probably start calling people I know. But, yeah, I did. I spent about a month hitting up every single person I've ever met via social media and real life, just begging them, basically, for some kind of contribution. But, as it turns out, we hit the goal about 8 days shy of 30. So we were...
nice.
Yeah, we hit it pretty early. We had about a week there where we didn't get anything, and so there was like this week lull where we sat around the $18,000 mark, and we're like, "Oh man, we're so screwed." But we did a lot of calling and a lot of rallying, and the Covey came through. Thank God.
I think a lot of people don't understand that once you put a Kickstarter up, a lot of people are just like, oh, yeah, once they put a Kickstarter up, they just kind of sit there and wait for the money to come in. It's like, no, I mean,
it's not like that.
If you want it to be successful, you got to do the marketing on the backside as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, we had all, the 5 people that were in the band at the time, all 5 of us, as far as the touring roster, we were really, really trying to get any and everything that we could just to get that number. But when we finally hit it, man, we had David Beta from Reckless Kelly on board to produce the album, which was awesome working with that guy. He's just a genius and a guitar monster. So I got to play all his really cool guitars and amplifiers that he had sitting at his place, and we took him down to 12th Street Sound in Austin and made a record.
There you go. And you were telling me that there was a fun thing about this album where you guys recorded it all live. Like, there's not a lot of mastering or anything on this one then.
No, we did a few overdubs. Lloyd Maines overdubbed his Steel Parts, which he's kind of a beast. His daughter's Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks.
Who?
Lloyd Maines.
No, his daughter. I don't know who she is.
His daughter's Natalie Maines
Oh.
from the Dixie Chicks. Yeah.
Okay.
The blonde one. Oh no, they're real good people, and Lloyd just a hell of a musician and a great pedal steel player. One of the greats. He's been on a bunch of even Nashville recordings. He's popular with the big boys. So we were happy to get him on there, and our friend Dan Walker overdubbed his parts. He's our keyboard player. Lives up there in Portland, Oregon. So he came down, but that was the only overdubs we did. Everything else was tracked out live, just like we play it on the road.
And that's kind of how you guys basically. That's your modus operandi. Your MO is, we're a live band. We do live shows, and when you pick up an album, it's just kind of a recorded version of our live show. I mean, that's kind of a great way to look at it.
I think it's pointless to go in and do a record in pieces that you can't go out and replicate live. It's just stupid to me. So we wanted a facility that we could record live in, which is kind of tough to find these days. Most people go in and track stuff out individually anymore. And 12th Street Sound in Austin, just it's an old church, so lots of room, lots of really cool gear. Kevin was our guy on the boards in the control room, and he's worked with the Foo Fighters and all these just crazy huge names. So we had a really good team to get that record laid down, and it came out just fantastic. So.
All right. Well, this is the time, actually, Brian, where we literally just make it really easy for you. This is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show.
Oh, I'm great at that.
Yeah, and this is literally your chance to tell everybody how they can become a member of the Covey or, hang out with your website and stuff like that. Just basically whatever it is that you feel is the important information that we haven't already discussed.
Well, pertinent information would be you can find all of the pertinent information on our website at thedamnquailsband.com.
Yeah, that's a pretty good home base to go to, yeah.
Not too bad. The website, you can get to our store from there. You get to my blog, the Quail Tales blog. I do a lot of writing other than songwriting, so I do some articles here and there for reddirtnation.com. Also on my blog, which you can get to at thedamnquailsband.com, and all our social media sites are at the Damn Quails.
All right. Well, Brian, I really appreciate you taking some time out with us, but before you go, I got to ask you about the new single off of the new album. The new album is Out of the Birdcage, and the new one is called Tough Luck / Crying Shame. Tell me all about it.
Well, I just was, being a songwriter, you don't get through life without screwing up. Nobody does, really, but we seem to have just a real knack for it. But I just screwed up a bunch of stuff in my personal life. I was really upset over some choices that I'd made and decided that I would write that song. And it was just more of a rock and roll vibe than some of the other stuff we do. But it was a lot of fun just to kind of get that emotion out. Plus, I got like a 6-syllable word into a spot where you shouldn't put more than a 2 or 3, which I gave myself points for. I've got a game that I play with myself as far as songwriting goes. I think I got 25,000 points for the word Berteroniana.
Nice.
The Puya Berteroniana is a flower that blooms once and dies. So I thought that would be both and fun for my songwriting game.
I always find it fun to see how many syllables. It's like Scrabble in real life, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like that was one of the things Tom Skinner told me about my songwriting before he passed away. Was that I was real good at fitting them big words in them little small spaces.
All right. Well, Brian, I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you for spending some time with us. And again, it's great to have you here on the show, and hopefully we hear from you again, all right?
Oh, for sure, man. Thanks for including us.
Definitely. All right. For Brian from the Damn Quails, here it is. This is Tough Luck / Crying Shame on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Well, the fellow of the hours of Berteroniana flower, dying from its bloom and born. Blink of one eye and its hot passed by, and nothing left but spikes and thorns. And his wheels are on fire, but he's not to be admired or pitied for the choices he made. In, out, and gone with a breaking dawn, or anywhere time he's buried. If you ever wondered how a man goes wrong, Watch and wait, baby, but it won't take long. Split your head on the cold hard facts. Tough luck and crying shame. Tough luck and crying shame. Well, he used to think heaven was a place that he could get in. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Cost to one soul for a pitch black hole. It's building up a think of shame. And he used to go running for the things that he was gunning. Now all he ever does is waltz. Shuffle 2 feet to the same sad beat, dancing while the nightmare talks. If you ever wondered how a man goes wrong, watch and wait, baby, but it won't take long. And split your head on the cold hard facts. Tough luck and crying shame. Well, tough luck and crying shame. Sometimes the good you do ain't good enough, and the bad is bad enough to drag you down. Time takes a twisted toll on everyone you'll ever know. The only truth he's ever found. If you ever wondered how a man goes wrong, watch and wait, baby, but it won't take long. Split your head on the cold hard facts. Tough luck and crying now. Shame. Tough luck and crying shame. Oh, tough luck and crying now. Shame.
Young artists, get your music on the show by emailing Ben at otbppodcast@gmail.com.
Tell the men to gather their gear, polish their armor, and sharpen their steel tonight. Tonight we ride. Tell the children dry their tears, take care of their mamas, like their fears outside. Tonight we ride. Tell the runner to ride like hell, and if he's taken, don't ever tell tonight. That tonight we ride. Tomorrow we fight for the ones that were left behind. Tonight we ride. When the people start living their farms and taking up arms, it's time to start choosing sides. So tonight we ride. When the smoke clears and both sides lose, no matter their colors, gray or blue, it's time. And tonight we ride. Tonight we ride. Tomorrow we fight for the ones that were left behind. Tonight we ride.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. There you go, Mickey and the Motor Cars. And that's off their latest album, Hearts from Above. And that's Tonight We Ride. Hey, if you ride, and you don't even have to do it like tonight, because the show's not until May 15th, so it's next weekend. So maybe you should, depending on where you are. Again, Mickey and the Motor Cars are going to be musical guests at Reckless Kelly's Celebrity Softball Jam. It's the 8th year that some of the great country music artists from Texas are getting together and raising money for Texas baseball. Again, I think they're working on resodding some fields and doing new turf on some. And yeah, basically just a lot of fun. Tickets are still available. Again, it's a lot of great bands. Mickey and the Motor Cars. Uncle Lucius is going to be there as well. Corey Morrow, Wade Bowen. Some of the great names that I've talked about that I don't need to talk about because they're just giant great names in Texas anyway. So anyway. All right, moving on, because I don't need to talk about them anymore because they don't need it. Brandon Ryder is definitely a big name down there in Texas as well. And his debut single off of the new album, Haggard, that's the name of the single, coming off, well, actually, I think it's an untitled album still, now that I think about it. Nope, that's just me. Anyway, that's the name of the album, is That's Just Me. This is kind of a self-biographical song, actually. So take a listen to it, and you can learn a little bit about Brandon Ryder's youth here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
I want to get out of the city, drive a country mile, get back to my roots before two worlds collide. I want sausage, biscuit, gravy, sweet tea from a jug. So jump into my pickup truck and I'll fire it up. We burn our trash out in the backyard in a barrel. We feed our dogs and cats our table scraps. We get our eggs straight from the hen house and our water from a well. Dig onions and potatoes from the ground. Catch a mess of fish, throw a big old party that you don't want to miss. We'll have washer pits and horseshoes, shining chocolate pie. Cause when I'm on the swing with her, it makes me almost high. We burn our trash out in the backyard in a barrel. We feed our dogs and cats our table scraps. We get our eggs straight from the hen house and our water from a well. Dig onions and potatoes from the ground. Almost over, the sun is coming up. People spread out everywhere from here to Kingdom Come. We burn our trash out in the backyard in a barrel. We feed our dogs and cats our table scraps. We get our eggs straight from the hen house and our water from a well. Dig onions and potatoes from the ground. City, drive a country mile, get back to my roots before two worlds collide.
Off the Beaten Path.
Sounds great on my iPod. It's on my phone, on my iPad.
I always listen on my computer at work.
Log on and listen. Like us on Facebook. Search for OTBP Podcast to join the conversation. Follow Off the Beaten Path on Twitter at OTBP Podcast.
In the evening at the dresser, plan the coming day. The business of being human and the games that people play. Some folks have a charm for the magic that they need. Big days of lucky blue parasites were worn upon her feet. So early in the morning, fumbling through the dark, she dons her clothes and coffee, ready to make a mark. Stepping high and light, swollen for a fight. Some hands will be found full today, the stockings pulled up tight. Oh, the sun will also shine on a non-believer, the chosen from time to time will fall. Some are bound to be left behind, hearts caught in a power line. The shiny things we find, they tell a tale at the holy relic sale. They never saw her coming, they never would believe this innocent magician has got nothing up her sleeve. She overstepped the boundaries of those opposed to love, bringing power and grace from below and from above. Oh, the sun will also shine on the non-believer, the chosen from time to time will fall. Some are bound to be left behind, hearts caught in a power line. The shiny things we find, they tell a tale at the holy relic sale. She opened up the dresser just like the night before. Her lucky blue socks still lying there in the bottom of the drawer.
Hailing all the way from Stillwater, Oklahoma, there's Josh Boland and the Stragglers off the new album Squelch. That's Holy Relic Sale. Again, another big name in that Red Dirt Country movement, and I just kind of made that the theme of the whole show because we've got the Damn Quails. Again, thank you to Brian White for being our special guest this week. And again, thank you for listening. You're a special guest every week when you listen to the show. Download it, again, iTunes. It's available there. You can find it on the Spreaker app. That's Spreaker, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R? Sure. It's just saved on my computer. Also, you can listen to the OTBP radio. Yeah, we're on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's basically just, the shows back to back to back to back. So if you want to listen from the beginning, you can listen to the beginning. Again, download the first episode with John Mason, and then Rachel Holder, and then the Lax, or you could just turn on OTBP radio and, listen whenever you get the chance. Some of you who have been around since the beginning, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I can't believe that you guys are this loyal. But again, for those of you that are just joining us, thanks for hanging out. So again, thanks to the Damn Quails for being special guests this episode. We checked in with family members Josh Greider and Zane Williams. Check out their episodes from when they were special guests. Coming up next week, we have got Ellie Louise. Ellie is from my home state of Michigan. So we're going from the Red Dirt Country movement down in Texas back to some Midwest country. Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Brian White from the Damn Quails. We'll see you next week with Ellie Louise here on Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Bye-bye.